Words like entropy, viscosity, and photosynthesis might sound boring to kids. It's probably because they are. They sound technical. So a Michigan author has started the Curious Minds Club, a way to use fun characters in storytelling to teach STEM concepts to kids. Her name, Lily Boehm, and she's in our neck of the woods for a little update on a new book that's coming out. I do believe we're approaching 24. Good morning, Lily. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Let's start with the start, because entropy, a word that I still struggle with defining, really that one word when you were a child started this whole thing. Tell us the story.
Yes, so when I was a child, my teacher assigned to me a vocabulary notebook. So we were to look through different magazines and books and find big words that we wanted to define, and we write them down and give a definition and get credit at the end of the week. Entropy was a word that I found, and I was never able to find a definition, so I kept going back to it throughout the year, and it was just blank, blank, blank. And when I was a kid, of course, you couldn't just Google anything. You didn't have a phone in your pocket. So it really struggled for me. And so it became this inside joke between my brother and I of what entropy was, and we'd use it in sentences just for fun, never really knowing. And then when I grew up, had the phone, Googled it right away, and I thought, I'll write a book about that so that other kids can just know what it is.
Yeah, maybe if you had had that when you were a kid, wouldn't it have been nice for somebody to spell it out in words that you could understand with cool characters? And that's what you've done. So start with that first book, and then how did the feedback come? This was a COVID era thing, right? Mm-hmm. And then really this past year has been a big year for you.
Yes, so originally I decided to write the book, and I came up with the characters Olivia and Flux, and so they are the characters through all of the books. And each book, we introduce new characters to kind of go with whatever STEM concept that we're working on for that one. Entropy specifically is the story of Olivia. She discovers what entropy is. It's just basically the universe getting messier over time, and she decides she loves entropy, so she really makes a big mess of her room until it gets to this turning point where she can't find Flux, her teddy bear. And so she decides to reverse entropy, and she cleans up her room and she finds Flux, and all is good in the world again.
And you've got an 8-year-old who knows what reverse entropy is. Exactly. Because of this amazing story. Yes. I mean, can you imagine the words coming out of their mouths, right? So entropy, now we all know. Yeah. What the definition is. Thank you for that. Mm-hmm. These are maybe good bedtime stories, right?
Yes, they are definitely bedtime stories. They are not scientific glossary index kind of books. They are stories where we trickle in the meanings of different concepts, definitions. You kind of trick the kids, while reading the bedtime story, and they love the characters and they're fun stories, and some of them have really emotional backgrounds too. So it's just very palatable for the kids.
Yes, it's a story. So don't think you're not buying a textbook. You're getting yourself on the good bedtime story that's going to work in some of these STEM concepts. And 3 of them, #1 Amazon new releases. I mean, you've had all this success from selling these, and now you're introducing maybe a new series.
Yes, I have a new series that I'm working on. It's not quite readily available, but it will be a lot of these same concepts of STEM, but we're going to introduce them with faith as well, because I feel like there's a big gap in that sort of faith meets STEM market. There's really not much out there for that.
Right, for faith and science together in one book. You don't see a lot of that out there. So that's your next project. And the newest release, I think we have a big cover of the newest release. Here's the latest. Here's a word that they need to learn. Doppelganger?
Yes. So this one is quantum entanglement.
Oh.
So for that concept, which is pretty deep for a kid to grasp, we're using the idea of a doppelganger. So Flux, the character, the teddy bear, he has a doppelganger. And so in the theory of quantum entanglement, 2 particles or atoms, they are the same no matter how far apart they are. Right. So that's kind of falls into the category of doppelganger. So anything that his doppelganger does, he's doing as well. And they're things that are very out of character, making big messes, and so Olivia has to find a way to break that cycle.
Quantum entanglement.
Yes.
2 places at the same time, pretty much. And there you see the 2 bears on the. See, I see. I get it now. I'm with it. Where can we? I really want to get these books for my daughter. Yeah. Let's get. I'm sure Amazon. I heard you were.
Yes.
On there is a good place to go, but. Can people reach out to you? Well, sure, you have an email address, curiousmindsseries@gmail.com. If you have a question for Lily, or maybe you're a school. Books are available on Amazon, and you can always follow her social media at the Curious Minds Club. Lily, we wish you nothing but the best and success. Thanks for the time.
Thank you so much for having me.